Okay, so to begin, we're just gonna ask you if you can introduce yourself, your name, your age, and where you're from, what island you're on now.
Ikino. Aloha ovau o Tuti. Tuti is my nickname. My given name is Eveline Kavaiho'ola Kanahele, and then I married Sanborn. Born on Niihau, but I was raised on Kauai by my grandmother, my mom's mother.
Mm.
I lived on Kauai until I graduated from high school. Then I moved here to Oahu and went to UH Manoa, and then lived in Pauoa Valley, and then I live in Kapalama now.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you do consider yourself an activist, or if you would use another term, or how you got into
I
this
do
line of
consider
work.
myself an activist because I have been pretty active when I was young, yeah, especially during that time when there was that whole reenactment of the overthrow at the palace in, what year was that? 19, oh God, I can't remember the date. It was a 90 something, 90.
I think 1998.
No,
Oh, oh,
no, not 90s because I moved to Hilo in the 90s. So it must have been 80, 80 something. Was it 80 something? Anyway, when that whole celebration or whatever, that whole reenactment of the overthrow, um, I was at the palace with my students from Manoa at that time. And we are just, watching all the things that was going on. And then I think we sang, the crowd sang the Kaulana Napua. And it so happened, oh, please, I hope I get his name right. Is it Bob Krause? He used to write for
Bob
the,
Crowley.
huh?
Crowley. Bob
I'm sorry,
Crowley. Bob
Crowley.
Crowley. Yeah, I think.
He was a writer, yeah, for the Advertiser, or those, that time was two different people, yeah, now Star Advertiser, and then no more, yeah, already.
I think so. Yeah.
So anyway, he was right next to us, me and my students, and he goes, "What song are you guys singing?" And I said, "Oh, it's known as Mele Aipohaku, but we know it today. People know it today as Kaulana Napua. That time, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, way back then, and way before then, yeah, I considered myself an activist. Yeah.
So what kind of work have you done over the years? Like what was the motivation, would you say, to get involved?
Um. Well, as far as activists, I only attended whatever events was going on that I heard of. Yeah, so that was one of them. There was a few, but I didn't really fully participate as a full activist because that time they had that march. Yeah, from and had Kalahui. They were marching to the palace. I didn't participate in that. I did my own march early that morning. Um, to Mauna Ala and then down to the palace before everybody came.
Mm.
I did my own, like what you call, protest. I didn't follow everyone else. I did my own.
That.
So I think the most what you call, the most I've done in protest, yeah, was ensuring that Hawaiian language continues. Because you take away the language, then that that group of people no longer exists without their language. So I think for me that was the most. Um, uh, that's what I concentrated more, and that was my way of showing that I'm in protest to the things that you've done to my people. I teach my people our language again, so that that lives.
Okay, so how many years have you been in like education? Your
Oh,
whole
well,
graduation?
I came here in '76 when I graduated from high school. Got got accepted to a program at Manoa called College Opportunities Program. So that's what brought me to Oahu and started me on the path I've been on. Yeah.
Mm.
So I came to Oahu in '76. That was the summer of '76. Participated in that program. And then I remember my during that summer. I remember in the beginning of that summer. I remember one of my dear friends running into my dorm room and said to me, "Tuti, Tuti, did you know that the Hawaiian language is dying, or is non-existence?" And I looked at her real funny, like, "No, that's not that's not very accurate." I said to her, "What you say?" I said, "As long as I'm living and breathing, that makes your statement false, because I speak Hawaiian, so it's not dying, it's not dead." So I think that was the moment in my life that really set the path for me. Um, and from that time on, I devoted a lot of my time to um, making sure that Hawaiian language continues. So, the usuals. I have my children. I have three daughters. I didn't really teach my oldest daughter, only exposed her to my family who all spoke Hawaiian. And then my two younger daughters, I actively, committed my time to teaching them Hawaiian. So um, they spoke Hawaiian, my two younger daughters, but my oldest did not for the longest time. And people who surrounded me were a lot of them were all Hawaiian language speakers. So they were trying to help my oldest daughter speak Hawaiian, but the funny thing is, it seemed like she wasn't speaking, but later on in her life, when she had her own children, um, and she put them in Kayapunia immersion schools, that she started speaking Hawaiian. And not only did she speak Hawaiian, she spoke Ni'ihau Hawaiian, not the Hawaiian that I taught my two younger daughter, because they attended. I put them in Kayapuni here, yeah, on Oahu. So
Beautiful.
yeah, so that was my mission, yeah, in my life for me. And then I have 12 grandchildren, and of the 12, one graduated from Anuenue. She speaks Hawaiian. And then this year, I have another grandchild who is graduating from Kamakau, and he speaks Hawaiian. So I have two of them. I mean, that speaks Hawaiian.
Yeah. I love that.
12, better than none, yeah.
Like, what are your reflections in general around like the impact of the work that you've been doing on the community in general, or on the issues that you care about?
Yeah. Well, first of all, yeah, anything that's Hawaiian language related, yeah, then that's where I'm at. People will ask me, "Tuti, can you come and do this?"
Mm.
And it's not like, every so many months, it's almost like every week someone's calling, "Tuti, can you transcribe this?" I'm thinking, "Oh my God, how did you guys know about me?" So, um, it gets overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me now, especially at my age. But when I was younger, it wasn't so, so overwhelming. But now it is. It gets overwhelming. But I love what I do. Meaning I love to be an active participant in ensuring that our language continues. So um, I do it out of my love for our Olelo Hawaii. Yeah. So a lot of stuff I've written, a lot of books for DOE in Hawaiian. Yeah. Trained a lot of kupunas throughout the how many years I've been in doing it. Yeah. Moved here in '76. What is this? 2000. Oh, I think over 30 years, 40 years maybe. Um, participated in projects where people wanted me to record um, the Hawaiian, yeah, of that project, yeah. So many, gone all over the world to teach Hawaiian. Um, sheesh. And people, every day of my life, people go, Tuti, we heard you on the TV. You were, I've recorded kupunas in Hawaiian also. So there's not that much, but there is a depository of Hawaiian language speakers, yeah, Mana Leos, native speakers that I've recorded that we have now. But I still feel like I haven't done enough. So right now, I'm working at Windward Community College, teaching language for the college, and also am part of a Title III monies to hold workshops for our students who are taking Hawaiian language, as well as interviewing people who speak Hawaiian, or just people in general who does not. Just trying to continue that work to ensure again, yeah, that there is some kind of like a depository of all kind of ike regarding Hawaiian and Hawaiian culture that's available still. So, been doing that for most of my life since I started going to school at Manoa as a student, college student. Yeah.
Do you
So,
think that, like, have you observed people in your classes, like, being activated or like politicized maybe in
yeah,
the
yeah.
in the work?
One of the things I always ask my students is why they decided to take Hawaiian language, yeah. And a lot of them, not all of the students, most of the students are doing it for their language requirement, yeah. But there are a few that says that they want to continue language, and learn more about their culture because they don't know much, yeah. So yeah, there are
Yeah.
activists in my classes who are students of mine. Yes.
How, in the course of your work in activism, how's your health been overall? Like, have there been
Oh,
correlations between them?
sheesh. Never thought of it, as being part of um, well-being, yeah, and your health. For me, yeah, when I started my path of resistance, yeah, um, I didn't really see that much difference, like nothing major happened in my life when I was younger. But then as I got older, yeah, I realized because I considered that my actions, my behavior as something really important to me. So it gets pretty intense. And then I realized, oh, I should, not be so um, don't treat it so much as intention, meaning, I get emotional, angry, the usual, like all the students that, are, that tells me, yeah, that makes them angry to know the truth. And I go, it shouldn't be that way. I tell them, you should be grateful that you learned the truth and now that's what I teach them. And now it's your turn to do something about it. Instead of getting angry, I tell them, instead of getting angry, get even, get educated, and maybe beat them at their own game. That's what I advise my students. Because I not only, not only taught Hawaiian, yeah, as as an educator, I also what you call, I had friends that I got to know, and they were all like professors up in Connecticut. In fact, they were just here this winter break.
Oh,
Uh,
Carol, yeah,
huh?
Carol and Ginny.
Yeah, Carol and Ginny. Yeah, they were here, and so I they would bring students. Yeah, and so that's how they met Lynette and all the other people that I had set up meetings with, and they, most of the students were. Uh, we didn't know this. I go, yeah. So they went back to Connecticut, and they say they want to teach the real story, yeah, not what they're told about Hawaii. So in that manner, yeah, that's how I have participated or helped with the passing on the mo'olelo, the real,
Yeah,
the true stories. Yeah, I was
yeah.
just talking last night. I was having dinner with Carol, and I said to them, "There, what I want to do now is I want to do reels and take all the stories, like the stories that Kamakau wrote, ruling chiefs, and just take short parts of the stories that make an impact and act it out, and then because our kids are always on their phone, so they can watch it, and they can learn something instead of just on the phone. And that's my grandson; he's always on his iPad and watching all kinds of stuff. So I thought, oh, would be good to just do a minute or two kind of reel where it tells us part of a story, and then that'll be a way that they can learn about their history only by accident, because they're always on the phone. Yeah, because I've been working with Malu States, who have been recording me, and he puts his recordings on Instagram. And so people learn about, I talk about, or I shared, the last one I did was how to make patele. So in Hawaiian, of course. And so he, you know, breaks it up in parts, like a couple of minutes, yeah, each part. And everybody's like, Tuti, I just saw you on. So I said, yeah, that's because I have what I came up with the word. I have the ma'i, that disease, always saying, yes, yes, I can.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so you've had a lot of support then, yeah, from like community. Does it is that is that like camaraderie, I guess, like among other activists and educators, is that like infusing some hope and some stamina for all the work you have to do?
Of course, yes, that helps. But I do have people who are not, uh, what you call happy with what I do. But nonetheless, yeah, the story has to go out, whether they like it or not. Like how my story on about Ni'ihau, yeah. In fact, Carol, I think, or Jeannie said, "Hey, I just heard you on this program, a radio program." And I said, "That's the one I talked about Ni'ihau." And they said, "Yeah, that's the one." I go, "Yeah, the Robinsons, especially my cousin, is not very happy with me. So that's okay. I had to share that because nobody knows anything about Ni'ihau. It's okay. I'll be the bad man and bad person." Just so the story goes out. In fact, I did. I when I moved to Hilo in the 90s, I helped with making materials, yeah, for our Kayapuni kids, yeah. Um, and I was working for Halikuamo'o. They were the ones that would produce these books, yeah, to help with the kids in Kayapuni. So I remember at that time, Keiki Kabai'aia, she was the one that was running um, that office. So she goes, Tuti, can you write some, Niihau stories? I go, oh, absolutely. I didn't even have to think about it. I said, of course. So, so I did 3 stories, and the kids, one of my nieces on Kauai who teaches now, um, calls me. This was a couple of, maybe before the pandemic. She calls me and she goes, Auntie, this is, and I knew who she was because her mom. Yeah, I know her mom. You must be, I said like that. You must be Lou. Yeah, Lou is your mom. And she goes, yes. I go, yeah, yeah, yeah. She goes, I'm calling to invite you to come to Kauai. I will, pay for your way, and then you can come and watch our play. I said, oh, what play? And she goes, remember the book you wrote with all those Niihau stories in it? I go, yes, I do. She goes, well, we took one of them and we did a play to it. And I thought, oh, I said, so I told her, thank you for for the invitation. But you know what? And invite my daughter who lives there and my sister. They can go in place of me. So um, you know, when I wrote those stories, I did it for that intention. That was the intention that one day, one of my nieces or nephews will come to me or call me and tell me, Auntie, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have known about this story about Nihao. And that happened. So when that young lady called me, I thought, okay, I did my part. So yeah, there was intentions behind all the things I did. So I didn't just do it just to do it. Just like teaching my kids, my 2 younger daughters. I realized, yeah, that with my older daughter, yeah, I couldn't expect her to learn Hawaiian or speak Hawaiian because I wasn't teaching her Hawaiian, and I didn't have a community, yeah, of people that lived with us that could, speak Hawaiian to her and make her life uh, a Hawaiian speaking family. So when I had my 2 younger daughters, I made sure they spoke Hawaiian. So I what I did was whenever they spoke to me, I would make deaf ear and go, "What are you guys talking to me?" In Hawaiian, I'd say that, and they go, "Mom, yeah, we've been talking to you." I go, "She should understand. What kind of language you guys talking? English." I speaking to them in Hawaiian, of course. So I didn't allow them to speak English to me. I only spoke to them if they spoke Hawaiian to me. So yeah, so that's that too was intentional. Yeah, when I was raising my daughters, and that came about because I had a lot of friends who were teaching their children Hawaiian and was speaking Hawaiian, and here was my one daughter that wasn't speaking Hawaiian, and I thought, oh my God, I'm supposed to be a native speaker, and oh, my children not speaking. That didn't look good. So that's why I was inspired to uh, teach my 2 younger daughter Hawaiian. And then, oh, my oldest one just one day started speaking Ni'ihau to me, and I thought, oh, see, she was going to learn eventually because she moved home to Kauai and she was surrounded by all the family back home. So that one I didn't have to work too hard with. Yeah.
Is there something in particular, like particular political events or activities or projects that you participated in that you just are especially proud of?
Oh, you know, I've always known, yeah, that Hawaii was illegally taken over, but I didn't have the evidence, yeah, to prove that. Even to myself, even if I knew, I didn't have evidence to prove that. And then I had moved myself and my children to Hilo in the 90s, 92, I think we moved. And I remember um, my friend moved there to, I think you guys know her, Kauai Sai. She married Dudwa. Well, she was oh, God, I can't remember her first marriage, but she married a Dudwa. Her sons are popular because they have done a lot of plays, yeah, Hawaiian plays, Yowane and Goodhue. That's the last name. But anyway, she moved there too, Kauai, Goodhue then. And I remember one day she comes and she goes, Tuti, are you busy? Would you be able to come to my house and spend time with my cousin? I said, who's your cousin? And she goes, Keanu Sai. I go, Keanu, as your cousin? And she goes, yes. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll come and see him and talk stories. So I go over to her house. She was at her auntie's place in Panaeba. And at that time, I was living close to the college on, shucks, what is Lenny Kaula is the name of the street. Anyway, so I end up there at Kaui's house, well, the auntie's house, but she's living there now. She moved there because the auntie passed away, so she got the house. But anyway, there was Keanu. And I knew Keanu because he was a student in Hawaiian language. So we sat and, he started telling me his story about, what had happened with the overthrow and everything. And I realized, oh, here's my evidence. I've always known, yeah, that Hawaii was illegally overthrown, but now I can prove it. So after that, they moved back to Oahu. So I moved back too, so that because they asked me to move to work for them here on Oahu. That's when they started that company title, Perfect Title, with Donald Lewis. And so I moved here. I became one of their title researcher. And I learned from Anu all the different stories, all of the evidence, of what had happened. And so I think that was one of the greatest part of my activism, when I was working for them at Perfect Title. So I don't know what's going on with him now, but at the beginning, I was there. I was part of that whole thing happening with Perfect Title. It was just, I tell people that was just the most exciting job I ever had. Even if all I did was just go research, that alone was real. What is the word? Awesome. It was so great to have evidence, written evidence, and
gave them,
huh?
Her presence gave them credibility. So
yeah.
To go through those documents and translate, because I remember I was there, not with you, but right near you.
Yes, I know. So besides helping with the resurgence of our Hawaiian language, that was one of the greatest. I still think. Well, no, there's more to come that I'm a part of. I just cannot share it yet. So be patient because it hasn't, for me, as part of being an activist, that it hasn't ended yet. There's something big coming that I am a part of, and it's going to just blow everybody's mind. I kid you not. So be on the lookout for that to happen. It's gonna happen. So I've been in as an activist for so long, and not even knowing that that's what I'm doing. It's just following what I thought is true, the truth, and I could prove it. To me, that was my part of being an activist. Hi.
So when you think of, overall throughout all of this time, has your own like physical health or like mental health, has that taken its own journey alongside? Like how has that been?
So like I said, when I was younger, wasn't so bad. I could handle that. What is that? Is it intensity? I guess that's the word. It gets kind of, when you get emotional, and angry, it takes a toll, and then when I learned how to find evidence for what I knew was the truth, then it helped a little bit. But it was kind of at the point where, I was getting older, and I was my family has high blood pressure, so I had to watch what I do. I couldn't participate too much actively, going into the community and just going QA and protesting. I had to step back from all those kind of active physical kind protesting, and I just continue quietly, teaching and sharing, But yeah, it did take a toll, but it's not really um, something that I think that has affected me a lot. I already have a what you call history of high blood pressure, and my my family has diabetes as well as what do you call heart disease too. Yeah, so at a young age, I knew that that was gonna happen to me too. So I tried to have a good diet, be active, meaning exercise and all that kind of stuff. I go to the gym, and I used to be real active. I used to surf a lot and run, all that kind of stuff, just to keep myself healthy. So it helped when I knew, what I was gonna, end up with high blood pressure and um, and diabetes. So I then right at pandemic, when we were asked to remain at home, my boss asked me if I could. She asked me, "Okay, I'm going to give you two ladies to come and help you, and you think you guys can, create recipes with the lao and share that, do videos about what you guys make with the lao for food." Yeah, so I said, "Yeah, I can do that," which was the funniest thing because I've always been raised, with la'au, lapa'au. So for me, I do it for myself and my family. But I never, shared with people because, it's people who wasn't raised with that kind of stuff. It could be not good for them. Yeah. So I would just practice for me and my family. But when my boss asked me to do that, I thought, okay. So we made, created recipes, and I came up with uh, Olena muffins and Olena in your rice. But, other countries were using turmeric as a daily thing, spice for their food. So here in Hawaii, we had it, but we weren't using it as a spice, for our food. So I started making all those kinds of recipes, creating those recipes. And then I realized, oh, maybe we should take it another notch. And then we made oils with all the la'au in it. Olive oil. I infuse it with la'au, and then can use it for any kind, bug bites, cuts and bruises. But it wasn't until my boss asked me to do that I started actively, doing la'au. And so I share my la'au with people, and I realize now, at my age now, after all that, I want to go into the community and teach our people to use our own la'au and start young, no wait till they're older, and then they want to do la'au. They should incorporate it into their daily meal every day. So that's my time now. That's my thing. I want to go do that. Go teach our people that about la'au. Yeah. So
So yeah. So at this point, your own relationship to anger and stress is
yeah,
different.
yeah. It's different now. Now I share, how to help with that kind stress. Yeah. I used to go beach, all the time. That's what helped me, besides exercising and surfing. I go beach, just go lie on the sand. People come ask me, Tuti, I have this. What can I do? I go, Just go in the water, in the ocean water. That helps. Even if you don't know how to swim, just sit in the water. No need to do nothing. That's the kind of, it helps, yeah, to kind of take, what is that? Go slow. Before I'm going, 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 now it's like, okay, take it easy, take my time. Before, oh, no more time. I gotta go do this. I gotta go. Now it's like, okay, do what you can, Tuti. So your question, oh, did you go work first? No, I work every day, all the time, whenever I have the chance. So I work at home. I can do that because I do a lot of videotaping. Yeah, I was saying. So I do transcription of all the things that all the people that I interviewed. So I can do it at home. Listen to all my interviews and transcribe it. So yeah, no, I didn't go. I didn't go to work. I stayed home. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of wrapping up this portion. So just wondering if you have any other thoughts of things that you haven't shared already that were on your mind, just on this general topic of political activism and
political activism. I think, like for me, I don't consider all the things I've done as a politically activism. I just, for me, that I was called. Yeah, that's what I believe. Who called me? Because every day of my life, growing up and being raised by a family that is so religious, I believe I was sent here to do what I was meant to do, and one was language, and then what you call being active. Yeah, making sure that the truth comes out. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was never, oh, I'm an activism, and I, purposely think of myself that way. I remember looking at my what you call that thing, horoscope, because I'm a Scorpio, and one of the things Scorpios are, we always like to, what do you call, defend those, who has been whatever, mistreated, just to just what you call, um, make sure, yeah, that the truth is what matters. Yeah. So I figure, oh, okay, that's why I'm like this, because I was born in the Scorpio time. Oh, that's why, everything to me, if wrong, I try to correct it. Yeah. So I think my path, yeah, was already set. I just had to be willing, yeah, to participate, to do what I was meant to do. And it took a while, as a young person, I I would tell God, why me? Why you want me? Nobody, don't count on me. I don't know nothing, But then later, as I got older, I realized, see, Tuti, you were supposed to do this. Like, for example, I went to college to get a degree to teach ag because I love plants. And I wanted to go back home to Kauai to teach, yeah. And it was these language teachers at Manoa that kind of pulled me to the side and said, Tuti, come with us, learn Hawaiian. And then I remember Pua, I don't know if you guys remember her. Pua, she married Hopkins. She was, shucks, what is her name before she married Hopkins? Anyway, Pua, she was a teacher at Manoa. And she tells me one day, oh, Tuti, I'm going to make a teacher out of you. And I thought, no, that's not what I want to be. I don't want to teach Hawaiian. I want to teach the kind. I want to go home and teach agriculture and the plants. And no, lo and behold, I started teaching Hawaiian. Then I realized, I guess I was meant to do that. And I have more stories about that because when I was, growing up, and with my tutu, my grandmother, she only spoke Hawaiian to me. I was fortunate to have all, a community, family members that all spoke Hawaiian. I even had cousins, my age that spoke Hawaiian. So in my own little world, I thought Hawaiian was the language, yeah, of the world. I heard English, but I thought, okay, English is only for adults because none of the adults spoke English to me when I was growing up. This is from age 1, yeah. So everything was always in Hawaiian. But then when I went to um, kindergarten, yeah, and those days we didn't have kayapuni, yeah, we didn't have immersion schools. Um, I go to school and the teachers speaking English to us, yeah, and I thought, oh, does she not know that I'm a child? I'm not supposed to be spoken to in English, in my own mind. I was thinking that to myself and I kind of got offended. So I go home that day and my tutu goes, oh, how was school? Baby, did you enjoy school? I go, tutu, that lady never know that she's supposed to speak Hawaiian to me. And my tutu goes, oh, no, no, baby, you got to learn English now. And I said to my tutu, why? She should learn Hawaiian and teach how in Hawaiian. Why she like talk to me in English? I was so offended. Nuha, I was Nuha. My tutu said, no, you got to go learn English. And I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. My little 5-year-old mind. And I was not happy with that. But, it took me only 6 months to learn English. I could speak it. I could understand it. I could write it. And I could read it. So only 6 months took me to learn English. But while I was going to school, the people there at school said, "Oh, this girl, she kind of slow." They never knew that I had a language barrier. They thought I was stupid, so they kind of tried to put me in, these what you call those kind of classes, remedial classes or whatever. And I thought, now who is stupid? At my little, 5-year-old brain. And then, as I got older, I thought, oh man, they don't know nothing. So anyway, when I was 10, my grandmother passed away. I moved in with my aunt. And so I changed school from Ele to Waimea. And I remember, growing up, my auntie guys would always come from Niihau. My parents with all my siblings, my aunties and uncles and all their children, my cousins. And I had this one cousin, she and I got real close. And then one day, she tells me, Tuti, in our Niihau dialect, she tells me, she tells me, I don't want to play with you. And I thought, what? What did I do? Did I offend you in some way? Did I say something? She told me, no. I said, so what? You understand English? I understand Hawaiian. We're communicating. How come you don't want to play? And you told me I never do nothing to offend you. So what? She goes, she tells me in her Niihau dialect again. No ka itu pepe yao te uho olohea kuya ai. The namu haole yao. She tells me like that, And I thought, what? She said, oh, my ears hurt, when you speak English to me. And I thought to myself, wow, what does that mean? I was only 12 then. And she goes, it doesn't feel good, when you speak English to me. And I thought, sheesh, I never knew I was hurting her ears, speaking English to her. And she turns around, she walks away. And she just broke my heart that day when I was 12. But I think Akua had his plans, yeah. I immediately, at that moment said, okay, I'm going to do something about this and I'm going to learn how to speak Hawaiian again because I knew I understood. I just didn't know how to speak it. So for the rest of my 4 years, yeah, from 12 to 16 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, I started, intentionally started to learn Hawaiian, listen to my cousins or all the people around me that spoke Hawaiian and try to repeat, mimic. They would turn around and tell me, Tuti, don't speak Hawaiian. You're not doing it correct. And I thought to myself, wow, I said, and so I would, I had comebacks. So I would come back with, uh, you're not being a good model. Hiva, Hiva, kuli kuli. Ah, calamine, my doggy. Hey, where was I? So my family would tell me, Tuti, shut up, no talk Hawaiian. You don't know how to speak Hawaiian. And I tell them, you guys are not being good models. They tell me, no. In their Niihau dialect again, they go, ay ale, tope piao, mabuhay to piao, tope piao, piro piro, tope piao, pirao. They tell me like that. And so I go, what? What they said, it's your ears, your ears, you get stinky ears. That's why you cannot listen, you cannot hear good. No, it's not us, it's you. And from that time on, I just never said a word in Hawaiian again. And I only collected data. And Hawaiian was intentional for me. So every little thing they did, I remember every little sound because I would go to church and I have all these models in church, all ages of men from babies to kupuna. And then the same with women, yeah, from babies to kupuna. So I had all the models in church. And then, I would follow the Bible because we had to stand up and read a verse, each and every one of us. Yeah. So they were all my models. I would listen to them and I would follow how it's written in the Bible. And that's how I learned to read without all the diacritical markers because I had all the models. So that was the best way to learn Hawaiian for me. Yeah. And, and all I did was just listen. I didn't mimic. I didn't try to speak. I would just close my mouth. But, I was meant to come here and speak Hawaiian because I ended up speaking Hawaiian again, and then I remember at age 16, 17, I would go on, I moved here already to go to college and had Kaleo Hawaii yet then. So I would call in, and talk on the radio station with Larry Kimura. And then my family would call me and tease me, oh, Tuti, we heard you, on the on the radio talking Hawaiian. They started teasing me about the kind of Hawaiian I was speaking. They were saying, oh, you're speaking that, that Hawaiian with K. So I said, why? You jealous? I would tell my cousins like that. They go, are you kidding? No way. But I was meant to speak Hawaiian. I was meant, even if I lost Hawaiian all those years, when I started going to English school, I managed to get it back. And I knew I was meant to, like how you said, Lynette, I was meant to be like the example, of Hawaiian language. And I guess my word is truth. So, yeah, that's my story. And it's not done yet, guys. Wait, something big is going to come. It's not over.
Very excited.
And hopefully, if you guys are still around recording, I'll come back with the updates, of, what's to come. But yeah, mahalo nui for the opportunity. Yeah. For listening to my story. I hope this helps, with our future generations. They can look at this and they can go, oh, I know that lady. That's not why I do it, but but anyway, mahalo nui.
And they can see themselves in your story.
Ai, olole.
Thank you so much. This is so interesting and it's so exciting.
I know. It's good to be a Hawaiian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I'm a Hawaiian.